Alright, you guys, so a couple updates real quick. Not an ideal day in the cave, that's for sure. We started off with basically walking into a complete disaster. Obviously this is you know, later stage of what I call rebuild. But that's exactly what we'll have to do. We're gonna have to rebuild the tank from scratch, meaning I'll reinstall everything the way it was. A little more light, a little more light. The way it was, so you guys can get it, so I can get my fish tank back and we can continue on, our journey. Temporarily, or maybe for now, as I should say, these guys will remain in this enclosure. And as you can see, they're doing fine. All the barbarians and the adults are in there, and they're doing okay. They haven't fed yet, which is troubling. Usually they will feed almost immediately after a commotion, but I think the change of environment is too severe and they really need some time to acclimate before we go and move on to feeding. And as you could see, it's not too bad. I mean, they're not freaking out. The tank is brighter. Yes, it is. The light is brighter. The tank is brighter. I left some of this vegetation floating up there purposely to kind of dim that out. But it's also a holding temporary, there's all this stuff I placed in there. Trying to keep the all the decor, all the natural decor I use alive. And I transferred some of it to this tank, which is also, submerged. And it will remain there for some time, until we're ready to rebuild that 210, which will now, here are the Oscars, of course, like I said, unfortunately, all the guppies had to go. This tank will be a rebuild. I have built this thing once before, so the videos are there, how I built it and all that. I'm not going to show that again, but the process will be nearly identical. Deconstruction will begin with basically getting everything out and securing some of the substrate and everything else in a moist environment where I can preserve the bacteria and everything else that is living in this now, and will provide obviously hospitable habitat in the new glass enclosure. There will be some time to cycle it and all that. I'll take proper, steps to make sure that the tank is ready for, the ranas. However, this tank may be the home for the new juveniles. I know I thought about putting the old guys back in because they're so used to this, but I do also like the idea of sort of changing the environment for these guys, because they will end up in a 1900 gallon enclosure, which will be right there. That quarter cylinder tank is very much on the way. I'm awaiting a price quote on the glass, and lucky for me, I mean guys, seriously, all of this happening while I'm setting up this new 1900 gallon build. And I tell you, the first people I thought of to reach out to were the guys from, aqua specialists and aquatic specialists. And I tell you, Mark and Marco, father and son team, over the weekend, over the evening hours when I was mitigating, this catastrophe here, they were on a go checking for me, and they've located a tank for me at a pretty competitive price, and the deliver, which is huge for me. Unfortunately, I've been dealing with some health issues as well with my neck, my hands, whatever. So have it delivered is a big help. Like I said, I couldn't be more appreciative of that. I really am grateful to have met these guys, and now to be able to work out a awesome deal on the go on the run to fix this, to to fix this tank, to rebuild this tank. Hang on one second. To rebuild my tank and and do it in a timely manner. I know how it is, oddly enough, I guess Joe, the king of DIY, had a tank bust almost simultaneously, releasing video as I dropped some notifications about my catastrophe or whatever disaster happening in my cave. And I'm not comparing myself to Joe by any means. I do a lot of my stuff DIY as well, and I have drawn some ideas and concepts from him. So all credit goes to Joe as far as that. But in the same token, you could be just about anybody, and it will eventually happen to you as well. It's not, if, just when. I've had 2 already, tank busts. One was a reseal that went bad. Turned out to be some kind of production default, whatever. This one is just a used tank that was in pretty good shape, but there was a small little nip in the back wall corner right there, and that nick for some reason decided to expand and travel across the back panel. Yeah, luckily for me it didn't drain immediately. It wasn't like a total dump because we were gone, we were out of the house, and we came back probably in the beginning stages anywho, but still it could have resulted in a complete catastrophe, meaning we could have lost the ranas, our young adult ranas, which are now in there. They're in here, and they will be here. Sorry. They're in here, and they will be here probably until the big tank is built. Reason I'm doing this or thinking about doing this is catching them again, stressing them again. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I really do want them to return home. I feel like I owe it to them. But on the same token, I think they'll do quite well in here. I'll make some adjustment in the decor, obviously. I'll improve this place a little bit, give them some extra shade, which they're used to. And then provide a new, home once I rebuild this habitat, or build it back to its my companions. Once it's back to its original state, I will introduce the juveniles, which are right now here. Sorry about the glare. I'm gonna try to give you some kind of glance in here, peek into these guys. See, they have got their hiding spots and everything. A couple sunfish in there still, but for the most part, they're doing fine. They're doing a little territorial themselves as well, since they have, feeling like it's a new place for them. However, they're fed. They had no problem gobbling down some shrimp. What's up, buddy? Zarqawi, you saying thank you. I think Zarqawi is just thanking me for his lunch. So yeah, you guys, as you can see, I employ the most natural techniques into doing things, including feeding my animals the most appropriate, biologically appropriate food, which is raw. They are carnivores, and that's where you start. You need to find out what is what on a, like I mentioned before, biological level first and foremost. You hear that? That's my 18 pound Shih Tzu Yorkie, Aziza, defending her ball from a 129 pound Rottweiler. Yeah, he respects her, obviously. Respects her space, since I am alpha and I dictate what goes on in here. She just, puts him in place. She's an older and wiser. As a matter of fact, she's the one that raised Zulu, so to speak. She was raised with my old German Shepherds, which were quite well-mannered. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna kind of wrap up on this one, give you a more more updates as they come along, as I, you know, make some progress on this guy, which I'm really hoping to, I'm gonna be honest with you, I hope to have it set up by Sunday, cycled by Thursday, hopefully ready for the re-entry of one of the packs, whether it's gonna be the juvenile or right there, these guys, or the young adults back into their home. We'll definitely keep you up, you know, updated on it. I'll definitely let you know what, you know, has come up, and we'll try to capture, you know, some of it on film. I'll try to record it, or have my daughter help me and record, you know, this endeavor, this new, you know, adventure. But thank you for watching. For those that are new here, my name is Marek. Everyone calls me Bear or Bearski. I appreciate you stopping by, and stay tuned. Definitely ring the notification bell if you want to know what is what and how soon, because we have literally 2 builds going on now, you know, simultaneously per se, and it's going to be serious. I haven't mentioned it before, and I probably should. I have a couple of patrons, which I totally appreciate. I mean, it just shows that I guess what I'm doing has some sort of value. Anyway, I encourage you to check out my Patreon page and maybe give me a little support, a boost, financial boost on this thing, because evidently this is a setback for me as far as time, effort, and some money that's gonna go into it. Hi, Rome. Yeah. So definitely join us. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And thanks again, you know, for your help and for your support. We'll see you on the next one.
I want it.